Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. We'll start with the lesson. In the last class, we are discussing on a TCL scripting, how a TCL scripting can be done. And I have shown you some live examples also, which is working on, means how you can do the expression things and all in a TCL scripting. Once we will revise our all the TCL scripting concepts, what we had discussed. We'll do one live revision, and later on we'll go with the other statements, whatever is there. And one assignment program also I have given you, that is how to find find sum and average of three numbers. So that program also I have given you as an assignment. Seeing that particular program will get into the next particular session. So today we'll start a session with the previous thing, which we'll take together to the next particular class. Now we'll do the TCL script revision, how the TCL different commands will work. So that things will revise once, and later on we'll move further. Now come to the live session. First I will share the window of the VMware. We'll see the live session once. Share. Now coming to this particular window here, as I told you that to start the TCL scripting in any Unix flavor, it will be a default one, the TCL scripting. So to start the TCL scripting, the command which you have to use is TCL sh is the command which we have to use. If you type this command and press enter, the percentage prompt will come. That shows that you are now in a TCL environment. TCL means tool command language. That's a one scripting language where you can connect to the other languages, or you can call other language functions like C and C++, or your TCL procedures can be called in a C or a C++ or Java, anything, and you can embed many other programming languages into this particular TCL script. Because of that, we are using the TCL script for networking problems. All the networking component issues you can solve using the TCL scripting. And another one issue is it's a free software. Now we'll start with the basic things. The first thing which we have discussed is always in a TCL scripts, that starting word will be a command, and it will be separated with an arguments. It will be there. Puts is a command which we had discussed, and later on if you type whatever you will type here, hello TCL. So this we had typed in a last class also. Now hello TCL within quotes, whatever is there. So within quotes, whatever is there, so that will be taken into the consideration first. Means that will be a one particular argument. Together the puts command will, whatever there within a quotes, it will display on the output screen. Now it has been displayed. Hello TCL is displayed on the screen. So coming to the next commands, what we have discussed in things and all, how the in a TCL scripting and all, as we have shown that to set a value to a particular variable, how these things will be done. Here no data type, nothing will be there. Everything will be treated as an a string data type. That you have to keep in your mind. Now, for example, if I tell you that set a to 5, just now set a 5 means set is on a command. A is the argument 1 and 5 is the argument 1. According to the set command, the middle one will be the variable and the last one will be the value which will be set to that particular variable. Now observe carefully. If I press enter, 5 will be set to the this one, means variable a. Now if I want to see that particular value, put as a. Now tell me, what will be the output? Come on, come to the audio. What will be the output? What will be the output? Put as a. If I type, what will be the output? Quick, respond, respond. What will be the output? Put as A. What will be the output? Listening, everyone.
Yes, sir.
What will be the value?
5.
Put as 5.
5.
Any others? Any other value? Any others? Any others? What will put as A? Observe carefully. Yesterday class I told very clearly only A is there. Put as A. What will be the value?
A.
Huh?
Yes,
A.
sir.
Very good. Yeah, you see now A will be there. Now, if you want to display the value of a variable, as I told you in a TCL, so this is very important that you have to give $A. Keep in your mind. If you give only A, it will be treated as a character. It's not thing. It will be not taught as a variable. So if you want to evaluate or if you want to do something with the variable value, you have to give dollar for that variable. So that is very much now 5 will be displayed. So this is a one important point which you have to know. Usually students while doing a program, now you'll see this is a small thing. You will feel like that while doing a big program of 50 to 60 lines, somewhere if you forget to put a dollar for an A, assume you are doing some manipulation and somewhere you have forgotten. So A will be treated as just a character. So that you have to keep in your mind. You want a value of A means $A is must. So these things you have to keep in your mind always. Now coming to the next important thing. So that what is the next important thing? The command within a command. So which for even networking program also, this is very much important. The command within a command means you are going to use a square brackets here. For example, assume set A sorry, I want to display as well as I want to set the value together. Means both the commands I have to use in one shot. So now put as what I will do, put as, so within a square brackets set A to 10. Now, what do you mean by this particular means instruction? First, whatever will be there in a square brackets, that will be executed first. So whatever is there in a square brackets, that will be executed first. That means set A10 will be executed first. So the value whatever the A it has been 10 it is there, then that will be given as an argument to the puts. Now what puts will do, that 10 will be displayed on a screen. Now if you see this, see 10 is displayed on that particular screen. Usually what students will do the mistake while doing a program means always be careful that now put you will do like this square bracket put as, observe carefully, set A to 20. Now close the square brackets. Observe. Now here what first square bracket will be evaluated correctly, not an issues. That is A for a 20 will be set. Now the next thing is put s is there. Put s 20. 20 will be put, then it never puts on a output screen. So that will be taken to the other command. So other command is not there here. So it's a syntax error. So what it will do here, it will tell invalid command name, put as 20. So for the sake, 1 minute, we will give a gap, then it will execute. Put as space, now it's correct. Set A, now 20. So that is, yeah. Now again, now gap, everything I have given, individual words gap is there, now executing. See, empty command name, observe carefully below, empty command name, 20 has been displayed, it's not on, that's not a problem. But after displaying a 20, so that value should be taken to other command. So it's telling that empty command name, that is no command name is there out of the square brackets. So this is a error usually students will do always. So that you have to keep in your mind. Now if I give a put as $A, what will be the value now? What will be the value? What will be the value? Loudly. What will be the value?
20, sir.
20, correct. Now 20 we can take in this particular format. Now coming to the next how to deal with an constants and an expressions. So if you want to take a constant numeric values, for example, if you want to take like that, so then you have to use expr command always. For example, if you want to do like this, set b as 10, for example, then another one important command is incr b with what you have to do. Either you have to decrement means you have to give a minus value, either increment means either you have to give a plus value. Now observe carefully everyone how the increment INCR will work. Here also $B is not required. Only B you have to give. That you should keep in your mind. Now you see the B value has decreased to 9. If I give put as $B, now 9 is there. For example, again NCR, now B, I will tell again some 5. Now what will be the value of the B? What will be the value of B? Hello?
14.
What will be the
14,
value
sir.
of B?
14.
14, correct. So now if you give put as dollar B, it is 14. Now like this, you can do the increment and a decrement. Both the things you can do within a single command or in a TCL, that is called as an INCR. Now coming to the EXPR command, EXPR, so you can take any of the things, that is dollar B. So with the constant also you can take, for example, I'll tell 6. Now EXPR $B plus 6, it will be 20. So now 20 is there. Now what will be the value of $B? Anybody? What will be the value of $B?
14, sir. 14, sir.
What will be the value of $B? 14 only. 14 only. Good. 14 only. Why? Because we are not changing the B value. If you want to change the B value to 20, means if you want to add up another 6, that expression, if you want to add up, what you have to do, set B within square brackets, EXPR space $B, the present value, plus 6. You have to do like this. Now set B EXPR, whatever the present $B value is there, that will be added with 6. Now if you do this particular thing, now B value will become at 20. Now that is put as $B. If I give, observe carefully, now B value is 20. Like this, you can use the expressions within a square brackets. First you can evaluate, and then you can set that to the values. And even in a expression, you can go with a compound arithmetic expression also, using many brackets also. For example, I can tell you like that EXPR, just for a sake. So 3 plus 4 into $B divided by 2. Now, so if you can build any big arithmetic expression like this using a brackets and arithmetic operators. Now you can see 3 plus 4 will be taken first, and then $B by 2 it will do, that is 20 by 2, it is 10. So 3 into 10, so that is the value. Sorry, 7 into 10, that will be the value 70. It's correct. So in this way, you can use any of the expressions here, means any arithmetic expressions, cos, sine, that and all we have seen, that you can use in this particular things. So even you can use cos also, that is EXPR cos of, for example, 5 into 9. So this is the value 0.5253, that value will be there. Like this, you can any expressions you can evaluate using EXPR. Then using a EXPR, you can even you can compare the two arithmetical values. Using EXPR, you can compare two arithmetical values. That is EXPR, for example, $B is less than 10. Assume, just for a sake, I have given like that. Then what will be the value? It is a 0. That is, it is false. What is presently $B? $B is a 20. 20 is not less than 10. So if you give same thing in a reverse order, that is EXPR $B, for example, it's greater than or equal to, if you want, you can take that also, greater than or equal to 10. Now you see the value will be 1. That is reverse. Yes, 20 is greater than or equal to 10. That is particularly correct. Like that, you can use any relational operations also, that is equal to, not equal to, also you can use in this. But when you want to compare the numerical values, this is a way which you have to use. But if you want to compare the any character values and all, directly you have to give. For example, I will tell you like this, set A, in a last class we missed this, I think, ABC, for example. Now A contains a ABC. Now you see $A is greater than or equal to MNO. We'll check once. No, invalid command, it's telling ABC. So you have to use if condition there, I think. If you use a if condition there, then it will works. So when doing a if statement, you can get that. That is if within flower brace $A, I will tell you the if syntax later on, don't worry about that, is equal to MNO. Close that. No script following argument. Means it should follow the argument also, I think. If is greater. 1 minute. If $E greater than or equal to MNO, sorry, MNO, right? Let it be. Test. Yes. Else test. No. Now you see the answer of this if statement we'll discuss later, don't worry. As I'm telling you, the comparison you can do here. That is $ABC is greater than or equal to MNO. No, usually it is no. It is no. Because of that, it is telling the answer here as a no. You can see here the answer, it's telling it as a no. So that is a one thing which the character comparison also you can do there. And in the last class, what else we had discussed, and we have discussed that how you can give a input from a keyboard. So that also we have discussed, that is using gettys and stdin, we can get a input from a keyboard. So that also we have discussed. Now we'll do the program. How to do the program? First exit from this particular command prompt. How to do the TCL program also I told you in a last class. That is, in a last class we have taken the ABC TCL script, I think ABC we have taken. So always gedit abc.tcl. That is, any TCL program should have an extension .tcl, that you have to keep in your mind. Now you see this particular program here. In a last class we have did this program. Enter the name. So set the name to, and within square brackets, first this will be executed, get as stdin. And I explained you that from a keyboard the characters will be taken, and that value will be stored in a name. And next is a putS command, that we are displaying that particular name. So once we will run this, how to run this TCL script program, that is TCL sh is a command, right? So space, the name of the file you have to give, that is abc.tcl you have to give. Enter. Now enter the name. As I entered in the last class Rama, now the name you entered is Rama. So it has been displayed. Now if you go to the sum and average of a three numbers, how to find that? First you have to take a input of a three numbers, then you have to find a sum of that particular three numbers. After finding a sum, you should divide that by number of the values. So then you are going to get an average of that particular three numbers. So in this way, we have to do the program. Now we'll start doing the program, that is gedit. I will take this as an example. We'll start with like this: example ex1.tcl, that is example1.tcl. So now we'll coming into the new window here. Now what I told you, that we'll start with the program. First we needed three variable values from the user, that is put s, I will write here, enter the value for a. If anybody not following, you can interrupt me. Now we have to get the value a through the keyboard. So for that, set a within square brackets get s std in. So we are getting a value. Next statement is like this, another two statements, that is put s, enter the value for b. Now set b get s std in. So in this way. Now put s, enter the value for c, three numbers, as the program indicates, three numbers. Set c get s std in. Right. Now this is three first inputs which we have to take. After taking inputs, so we have to add all these particular three values to generate a sum. Let sum sum be one variable. So set observe carefully now, set sum as within square bracket. So to add the values, arithmetic values, so we need expr, that you have to keep in your mind always. So expr space. Now what are the values we should add? So you should add a, b, c, correct? Now observe carefully, a plus b plus c. Is it correct? The statement what I have given is correct? Hello? The sum instruction is correct now? The sum instruction is correct now? Come on. The sum instruction is correct now? Check it once. expr a plus b plus c I have given to find the sum. Is it correct? Is it correct? You are not interacting.
I guess it's correct, sir.
Correct. Anybody, any other answers?
The
Any other
dollar
answer? Hello?
the
Hello?
dollar symbol will come before the variable names.
Yes. So don't forget that. So that is very much important. Dollar A, it will turn to green color. That you keep one idea always. Okay. So dollar C. Now this is correct instruction. The value of A and B, C is added. Numerical value, if you want, expr is needed, then that will be copied to sum, means set command will execute. Once it is there, so what the next step you have to do? First you display the sum. That is put s the sum of three numbers. The sum of three numbers you can display, or you can tell like this. $A means it will display the value, comma $B and $C is dollar sum. Don't forget dollar sum. Close this. Now it will display the sum of the three numbers like that. Coming to next step, you have to find the average. So that is set AVG. I will take one variable EXPR. Now what do you have to use? Dollar sum, correct? No, sum divided by 3. So that will give the average value sum, average of the sum by 3 numbers. Now it will be there. Now again put as the average of $A, comma $B and $C is $AVG. Right. Now according to me, this is a program which we have to do. Now take the value of 3 numbers, find the sum and average of it, run this particular program, that is TCL/SH EX1 dot TCL. Now you see, enter the value for A. For example, I will enter 22, then 10 I'll enter, then I'll enter sum 20. Now what is the sum here? You know that 30, 52, right? Sorry, 1 minute, it's giving error. Put yes, we are not closed. Yeah, just you see what's the error. Quotes are not closed correctly. We'll go back, we'll check. Yeah, see, I have not closed the quotes here. So you can see this here, right? So because of that, it's giving a error. Close the quotes. That's it. Now save again, come back. See, it's the interpreter. It will execute line by line. That's why until here it never told the error. When it comes to the last line, it's telling the error, right? That you have to keep in your mind. Now clear. Go back. So now again run this particular file. That is, as I told, 22, that is 10 and 20. Now 52 is correct, and average of is 17. So almost all 52 divided by 3, it's going to take 17. So in this way, you can do the TCL programs. It's a small program which we have did. So until then, I think everyone now you have revised. Yesterday I missed the recording of the class. That's why I made a revision once again. Now this video again, it will be there in a YouTube. I'm recording this. It will be there in a YouTube, and you can go further. Now I will stop this sharing and we'll go with the next commands. The next important commands are the conditional statement, if statement. How you can use a if statement in the TCL scripting, and how a looping can be done in a TCL scripting. So that concepts we are going to discuss. Now I'll stop sharing of this. Now come back here. Yes. Now again we should go for a PPT window. Yes. Yes. Share. Yeah, this is a one assignment program. Write a program that asks the user to 2 numbers and prints the average of 2 numbers. We have did for 3 numbers. Don't worry about that. Usually that's a program which we have did. Now coming to the if statement, you can see here the syntax of this particular if statement. It's very important to see this particular syntax here. So this is a syntax which you can see. The difference I will tell you for a C program and this. What is the difference? We are going to use a flower brace here, not a brackets, for a conditional expression, for in a if statement. Note this point, that is if space within flower braces, you have to give a conditional statement. Whatever condition is yours, you can give that particular condition. Usually in a C program, we will give a flower brace in a next line, but here you can't give a next line. If according to the TCL script rules, once if you press enter here, or if you come to the next line, the above statement ends. That is, no continuity will be maintained. If you want to maintain a continuity in a command or an instruction, then the flower brace, open flower brace, should be given in at last in the same line. So this indicates that the further the statement is there still, or the instruction is continuing still. This is very much important point which you should know. Students will do the mistake, they will take the flower brace to the next line. This is wrong. Then it will tell it is unknown, means this particular true part is unknown part, without command it will tell. So be careful that the open flower brace should be there in the same line, and then you have to press the enter. So then you give the true part, whatever is there, you type this. After typing a true part, then you close this. Observe carefully how I am doing this. Means it's coming here, close the flower brace, space, else part. So now else part will be given in a same line. If else part, if you take to the next line, as in C program like that, if you take to the next line, think that this if statement has completed. No, only else is not there. If else is there, only else is not there. So this is very much important. So else should continue with if only. So that is, once the true part is closed, then space else, and else part should be opened there only. Then all the else part statement should be typed, and then closed is there. So this indicates that the entire if statement with this flower brace and this flower brace. So keep in your mind always, in this way the if statement will be done in this particular TCL scripting. So to understand this if statement, for example, if you want to go further, just a minute. Yeah, you see here. So the next thing is how within if examples you can give. So a condition is exactly as it would appear in C. Any non-zero number is taken to be true. So whatever a non-zero number is there, you can take. How the relational conditions you can give here. Observe carefully. So multiple conditions if you want to give, or ampersand for and you can use, not an issues. So like this you can give. Two ampersand symbols will represent and two pipe symbols will represent R. Same like a C program. Not a problem. See, a single value also you can give here, and not value also you can give like a C program. Not a problem here. But the condition should be given within a flower braces. That you have to keep in your mind. So then whatever here is there, see, it has been separated. That you can use a brackets here, not a problem. So that should be separated by logical operators. Like this, the relational condition you can use in this particular thing. So how else if can be worked? So how else if can be worked? You can see here the else if how we are working here. Else if is in a command here, not elif. Else if, keep in your mind. So same concept, like else how you are giving, like that here else if we should give as one word. So continuity will be there here. So the condition again same, the open flower brace. So true part of that else if, and again else, so the false part. Like this you can build an else if ladder in a TCL scripting. So in this way you can do the things. And we had discussed about an increment operator also, that is how an increment operator will be worked, that I have explained you already. INCR I will increase the I value 1 by default. If you doesn't give 1 also, no problem here. Defaultly 1 I will be incremented by 1. If you want to decrement, then compulsorily you have to give -1. That you have to keep in your mind. Increment by any other values, then that value should be specified. Increment by 0 will not change the I value. So usual mistake students will do is INCR $I will give. Sir told always the variable value is represented by dollar. So then we have to give a dollar. So that is wrong. In set command and INCR command, you have to give only variables. That you have to keep in your mind. Right. Now, taking these things into the considerations, means if statement, else if statement, and else if ladder and all, you can have one particular program, that is find the largest of three numbers. Find the largest of three numbers. Keep in your mind. Find the, you have to practice this. Find the largest of three numbers which has been taken as a input. So in that, you have to find the largest of three numbers. Largest and second largest you take. You will take if within a if also. So largest and second largest of three numbers. Now rewrite the question. Everyone rewrite the question. Find the largest and second largest of three numbers using TCL script. Now how to do this particular program? How to do this particular program? Can we do this program now? We'll do this program. Are you listening? Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We'll do this particular program. You observe this program. Later on, you can practice in your laptops. While practicing, don't see the video. First, you do it. If any error comes later on, you can follow my video. Now I will stop this particular sharing, and I will show you how errors and all will come while doing that. So we'll go to the Fedora now. Again, come back to the video, right? Right now, presentation, back share menu, yeah, Fedora, right? Yeah. Now, find the largest and second largest of three numbers. So I will take that as example 2. Gedit, sorry, I'm having a control here. Gedit ex2 dot tcl. Don't forget dot tcl. Now, so in a previous example, we have taken three numbers. Same lines you can use here also, not an value. So just I'll take that and I'll copy this. From here, put s, yeah, take three numbers, A, B, C, you take. After taking this three numbers here, yeah, taken this three numbers, yeah. Once after taking this particular three numbers, we should go with an to find a largest and a second largest of the three numbers. So how to find a largest and the second largest of the three numbers? If flower brace, I told conditional statement will always starts with a flower brace. So then flower brace. Now compare. I will take A. If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then largest will be. Somebody has unlocked the mute. Please mute. Right.
Yes, sir.
Please mute. Please mute. After the program, you can ask me the question. Right? Yeah. Now, you see this. Next, I will take like this. A is greater than. You can give space or no space, also not a problem. A is greater than B and A, sorry, where is that? A is greater than C, right? Or you can give a space and close, not an issues, or no space and close, or also not an issues. Usually no space will give here. Don't give any spaces here, unnecessary. Right. Now, again, open the if statement. There only you have to open. If it doesn't open there, what it will give you the error. That you have to keep in your mind always. So I'm opening a if statement. there only. If A is greater than B and A is greater than C, I will take one variable set large or LAR. I will take lar set lar. What is that? As dollar A. Now dollar A is important here. For lar, you can't give dollar. Why? Because you are setting value to that variable. So their only variable name is needed, but here value is needed as a third argument. So that's why I have given dollar $a, right? Now, within this particular true part, what is the next thing you have to do? What the next thing we have to do is, if within the true part only, if in largest is okay, now we have to find a second largest. Now A is largest means the second largest must be either B or C, right? So then how we are going to take this? Now if B, sorry, dollar B, there I have not given, sorry, I will change it. Dollar B is greater than dollar C. So then then the second largest will be second set SLAR as dollar B, right? Are you saying this? Now this inner true part I will close, else second largest. If dollar B is greater than C means second largest is B only. A already we have decided it's the largest. Now it's a B and C are remaining. So second largest, if B is greater than C means in that sequence B will be the second largest. If that is wrong, that condition is wrong, else set SLAR as dollar $C. Now you close this if. Now observe carefully what we had did. Now this entire if statement, I will show taking this, highlighting this. Entire if statement of this is there within a true part of that particular if, that you have to keep in your mind. See, if within a if, right? So now this true part is still opened, right? Now come back here. I forgotten to give dollar here. This is very much important. Don't always, even students will do the same mistake. Yeah, dollar A, dollar B, and same thing here. Value you are comparing dollar A and dollar C. Correct. Now observe here. After this two true statements, one if and another is a set. True statements, again I'll close this entire true part. Now again I should go for else if. Why? Because three numbers are there. So if A is largest in B and C, second largest I search. Assume if B is largest, so that is the case. Now I have to check. Else if, observe carefully, else if, same thing I'm going to use, else if within square brackets, dollar B is greater than dollar A, close, and then square bracket, sorry, bracket, dollar B is greater than dollar C. Now close this flower brace, start this true part. Now observe carefully. Now first chance I have given to A. If A is largest, then second largest will be between B and C. I did that. Now if B is largest, so if B is largest, first you set a B, then set lar as dollar B. That's you have did. Then you have to go for a second largest. If B is the largest, second largest will be between A and a C. Same command. So that is if dollar A is greater than dollar C, then open the true part here of that if statement. Then set SLAR as $A, right? Now close the true part is else, sorry, ELSE, else. Now false part, set SLAR as $C. Now close this entire F. Right. Now true part of that is closed. Now observe again. Now largest A we checked, largest B we checked. If A is not a largest, then B is not a largest, then the remaining only one number will be there, that is C. C must be the largest. So here no need to give again if statement. Else, sorry, here I have not closed this, close this. Else, sorry. Else, default it is now set LAR, that is $C. But again here in this else, which is the second largest? If C is the largest, now again condition arises. Either A must be the or either B must be the. So again here, if $A is greater than $B, close this, open the true part. Set SLAR as $A. Right. So close that true part. Else set SLAR to B. If C is largest, second largest must be A and B. Right? Now this is one thing. Now again, yeah, observe the flower brace is very importantly. This closed here, this closed here. Right. Now again, you have to close entire that. This, if what it has been opened, you have to close that. Finally, what you have to do now, either the largest and second largest will be there in LAR and SLAR. So now put as the, sorry, quotes, put as the largest of three numbers $A, comma, sorry, $B and $C is $LAR. Close. Another one, put as the second largest of three numbers $A, comma, $B and $C is $SLAR. Now this ends our sorry entire program. This ends our entire program. Now we'll run this program. Errors will come, not an issues. We'll solve one by one. Right? Now save this. Now close this. Now run this. TCL SH ex2 dot TCL. Now enter the value for A. Same values I'll give 22, 10. The next value are given 20. Here the largest is 22 and the second largest is C, that is 20. Yeah, correct. The largest of three numbers 22, 10 and 20 is 22. Second largest of 22, 10 and 20 is 20. Correct. You give either ways, not an issues. In all the ways you have to check, in exam also, in all the ways you have to check. Why? Because the external, he will check in all the three ways. Means largest, he will put in all the three conditions and he will check if it's working, it's correct. Otherwise, if one if statement, assume now A if statement is correct, now this is correct. Assume you made a mistake in B if statement. Whatever B else, if B is there, if there you made a mistake, assume, just for a sake, I'll tell you. When B is the second largest, then there the miss values will come. So that's why you have to check in all the ways. That is, now I'll give 10 here. Now I will give 22 here. Then I will give 5 here. Now you see, enter the now B is the largest, 22, and then A is the second largest, right? Correct. Now 22 it's telling a largest and 10 is a second largest. Now B part is also working correctly. Now run another time and check for third highest. That is very much important. Now you give a chance for where now we have given a 10 there A. Now you second largest you give for a B, right? So that is, now I will give 10. Now I will give 20, reverse 22, right? Now enter this. Now also correct. So that is the largest of three numbers of this is 20 and the second largest is B. So there we compare $A is greater than $B. The else it's coming to the else part. Why? Because A is 10. 10 is not greater than 20. So it's coming to. Are you seeing here? So our program is now 100% correct in all the ways. So in this way, again, if you go back to the program, and if you see the program here, the structure of a if statements, how we have did, you can see here. So how within a if is there, if ladder, else if ladder, how it is there. All the combinations are there here. How else if is going to work. Everything is there here. If you follow this particular program, understand this particular program, think that you got a if statement correctly. So the conditions is very much important. If you give this flower brace in a next line, it gone there. So assume, see, I will give and we'll check error what happens. This is the first one, right? After giving a condition, assume like a C program, you will give to the next line, just for a sake. Now run this. We have to enter the value. It's an interpreter. So compulsorily assume now. Now are you seeing this error? Wrong. No script following this particular arguments. After this, it's not following, it's ending at condition only. This the here, this part, line number 10. Observe carefully. So it will give that error. In exam and all, always you will feel like this. We have given a flower base, everything I have given. Where is the error? Where is the error? You will keep on checking. But actually, the error is this, that this flower base should start here. So continuation of the if statement is very much important. Here, somewhere here in a else you will miss the flower braces. So here the flower brace plays very important role, where to open and where to close. So this thing is very much important. Today we have studied this particular if statement in a TCL script. Now you practice this particular program in your you practice this particular program also once again in the next class on Monday afternoon. I'll think if possible we'll do a class Monday afternoon. Anyway, our lab is there, so I'll try. We'll do our class. If no one has a class, means put the class, other staff, I'll discuss with them. If possible, I'll let you know with the WhatsApp message. So Monday also I will take one class afternoon. Then we'll discuss the loops in a TCL scripting. So Tuesday and Wednesday we'll complete NS2 to overall how NS2 will work and all, and we'll start the lab programs. Thank you very much. Any doubts is there? You can ask me. Any doubts is there? Any doubts is there? Any doubts? I'll stop
sir.
sharing. Stop sharing. Yeah, any doubts is there?
No, sir.
Yes, you practice the TCL script, otherwise you don't get. Those who are having VMware, nothing is needed to install. TCL is already inbuilt. Just TCL sh command you have to type, and TCL dot TCL file you have to create. That's it. So you try to run this particular programs. Do different programs. Sum of n numbers I have shown you, means the sum and average of three numbers I have shown you, and if statement I have shown you. So based with that particular two things, you can do other things also, using a if statement. What else you can do? That and all you can find a factorial of a number, and Fibonacci of a numbers. That and all you can do. I think means there you need a loops. That in next class Monday only I'll tell that. So you can start doing a programs. How much you will practice with the TCL script, that much NS2 will become easy to you. Right? Don't forget, please practice everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.